This is part two of Telepathy, the Ponte, and OFC. I'm Sue Walker. It was Tilcom who told us that both the Twitter account that they requested in 2015 and the Telepathy 101 primer he instructed Tini to dictate to us in 16 were part of the preparations for Earth's official first contact. Boy, to be honest, the first time Tilcom ever used the phrase official first contact with us, our eyes went wide. When? What? When? We said. Fall of 2021, he replied. You heard that right. According to our friends from Pontel, Earth's OFC is on schedule for the fall of 2021. They aren't waiting for all the countries, militaries, private corporations, yada yada, who know about extraterrestrials here on Earth to reveal anything. The star nations themselves, who visit our planet, are planning on their own reveal. We don't have all the details about the official first contact yet. We don't. We do know that Tilcom has a schedule he's been given and is following. We also know that there is a signed agreement, a historic contract whose time is drawing to a close. We are waiting for a specific date, location, and other details from the Ponte about OFC. And I can tell you what we know thus far. What they've told us is that on average, on any given day on Earth, you can find somewhere between 78 and 80 separate star nations visiting our world. He said very matter of factly that nearly 75% of them don't come to see us, they come because of our oceans. Currently, he said, 32 separate star nations who visit your planet are interested in participating in Earth's official first contact. When we asked him for more details, he told us several things. First, that official first contact would not take place on any military base or in any airport. He did say that they had a preference for a landing site that historically had positive connotations for things coming down from the sky. That phrase made us scratch our heads a little while trying to understand what kind of places would fit the parameters of positive historic connotations for things coming down from the sky. The images we get from Teocum during the exchange were, well, they were interesting to say the least. We received detailed impressions of a large ship hovering over the landing site and a smaller craft, like a shuttlecraft, coming from that ship, descending to an already constructed outdoor stage or venue with lights, ability to see, ability to film. 32 nations. Boy, our heads are still swimming a little at the thought of meeting so many at once, let me tell you. Can you tell us about any of these other nations? We asked. The guest list, he said, will be finalized in the last quarter of 2020. Up until that time, nations may be added or removed. When the list is finalized, you will be provided with the information requested. We can tell you about our own people, the Ponti. That is our right. However, this close to your official first contact, for all the other star nations who are planning on being involved, it is their honor and privilege to introduce themselves. We expect between 2018 and early 2021, you will have the members of those nations who will have provided that information on their own, in their own way, and in their own time. When and how that information exchange occurs is not determined by the Ponte, he said. Tini also added that many of those star nations who've requested to participate in Urso's OFC are primarily telepathic and verbal nations. She said, if you haven't practiced your telepathy skills, you will not have built up the necessary stamina required for dialogue of any great length. Because you're not used to this style of communication, it can quickly overwhelm you. We would like to avoid these kinds of difficulties and suggest you begin now to prepare yourselves. It may take you several months, if not several years, to train your brains. 32 nations. Boy, we had to let that sink in for a while, let me tell you. Why do they come to Earth? What is it about Earth then? We asked. Why did any of us visit Earth. First and foremost, it's all about the water, Tilcomb responded emphatically. Teeny was the one who explained things in a little bit greater detail. She said, if you want to understand why we are here, the thing all of you have to understand first is that you live on one of the most beautiful water planets in this part of the galaxy. Your oceans and the birds that swim in them, your whales are legendary in our area of the galaxy. Did you know that they sing the oldest and the most ancient historic songs of anyone on your planet? Your world is blessed with an abundance you take for granted. Your water. Places where water comes out of the ground pure are considered sacred on most every world. And we don't understand when Earth humans want to own water. When Earth humans don't care that they throw tons and tons of garbage into their water. They don't understand. You don't understand that your aquifers and oceans are the lifeblood of your world, and you're poisoning them. You don't understand that without pure water, you aren't going to survive. It's all about the water. For Star Nations, for us coming here to Earth, it's all about the water. That's it. That's the reason. Life is the thing that brings us here. Understanding your lives, helping you understand our lives. We are not so different. We really aren't so different from you. Our heads might be bigger. You might be taller. We have fewer fingers. Our skin might look funny. Your hair might look funny. Well, honestly, um, we're envious of your hair. But when we come here to talk to you, we come here because we want to be friends. Earth is currently a protected planet until official first contact, and then you have a choice. Earth humans can, as a body, if they wish, vote to discontinue the protection of your world. I wouldn't recommend it, but you need to work on your telepathy right now because we need to understand you when you try and talk to us, and you need to understand us when we talk to you, and we want you to learn your telepathy because it'll help speed up everything. Everything. If you can hear us clearly and we can communicate. Right now, we're learning about you, and we like it when you want to learn about us. But Earth official first contact is not about technology. Earth's official first contact is about emotions, yours and ours. Tell you, gang, everybody is scared at any planet's official first contact. That's usual. That's normal. There is going to be a startle response because everybody is still trying to get over the "oh my God, they look weird" factor. And we know that your world is not yet at advanced civilization level 0. What's advanced civilization level 0? We asked. Well, according to our Ponte friends, sentient cultures across our planet are evaluated to determine their growth as an entire civilization. It starts with ACL 0, where food, water, clothing, shelter, and medicine are provided for everybody. We Earth humans, we haven't reached advanced civilization level 0 yet. That's because we don't provide food, water, shelter for all our people. We just aren't there yet. And we don't live in balance with our world, not by any stretch of the imagination. We haven't quite gotten to the weather patterns that cause drastic food production shortages here in North America quite yet, but we aren't far from it, guys. Elsewhere, drought is already creating terrible famine. Big changes are coming to our planet, big changes, and our star nations Neighbors and friends who have been observing us for a long, long time know all about it. Currently, the Ponti tell us they consider Earth as a whole about a minus point zero 0.07 or points a minus point 0.7 on the ACL scale. When we provide clean water, food, clothing, shelter, and medicine for 100% of our Earth human population, we move up to zero. They hope we can get there. The Ponti published the Telepathy 101 primer because they wish to increase their soft contact before Earth's official first contact event. What's soft contact? Well, that's their way of saying they want to visit you in person, guys. They tell us that they are actively listening for new telepathic voices and are seeking mature, emotionally honest, right minded individuals who have practiced their telepathy and have demonstrated that they have put down their fear by inviting a visit and following the protocols described by the Ponti. They are trying to get Earth humans used to the idea of speaking with them. The Ponti do visit our home in person. We've spotted the ships over our house. We've had unusual lights in the backyard. Um, we've had gravity be nullified and restored. We've brushed up against them when they're fully visible and when they're invisible. We've seen them walking down the hallway at night. Visitors to our home, Earth human visitors to our house, have seen the Ponti as well at our home and have spoken with them. We treat them like family because that's what they've become for us, honestly. However, with the signed agreement in place, we had to ask, when you go visit other folks who've telepathically invited you, will they be able to see you too? Tilcom told us our standard mission protocol is cause no fear, do no harm, leave no trace. It does not matter what the nation or the species is that we're interacting with. If during our assessment before our initial telepathic ping to anyone, we determine there's a potential for those that we are visiting to panic, we employ the use of suggesting them. We do not want anyone to hurt themselves or others, including us. Teeny also responded to that question, and she said, when we visit Earth humans and we wish to speak with them for an extended period, we still must follow our own protocols. To facilitate this process, we shift them into a receptive alpha theta awareness state. The closest translation we have found for this process is called being suggested. But why is it so difficult for us to remember? We asked. Teeny patiently explained things. We know that it is difficult for Earth humans to consciously recall these interactions because for you it's like remembering a dream. Your memories are still there, your memories are still in your head, but they are stored in your brain like your dreams are, with poor long term, easy access recall. They may surface for you later in snatches when you do something that puts you into that timeless alpha theta state of consciousness. It is also possible to train yourself to recall our interactions, even when they occur in this slower brainwave state. Lucidity, she said. The good news is, once you've had that first big telepathic connection, the ability stays with you and continues to go both ways. You'll sense telepathic nations easier from that point on, and they will pick up on you more quickly as well.